Okay, now that you have your Shuttle Buddy Pro all fully assembled, let's go through the mounting onto the HD Innovations shuttle. Now the first thing you want to do is open your shuttle, remove your battery. You need to remove the battery, it'll just be easy to manipulate, and I need to do that because we're going to drill a hole or two in the side. You can take your screen off. I'm not going to do that. That's totally up to you, but can be done with the screen on or with off. It's all a matter of choice. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is turn the shuttle around and show you the side. So on the side of the shuttle, there are two holes up in the top. If you're running and using the Larmac open water attachment device, there would be a stainless steel little hook thing here. You're going to need to remove those. There's one on either side. Unfortunately, the way the Shuttle Buddy Pro mounts to the unit, it needs to be removed to attach. So you're going to end up reusing this very first hole on each side of the HD Innovations shuttle. So that one is already pre-aligned for you, and that's where you're going to start. So we're going to take your Pro unit, and you can see you've got a couple of different slots, and we're going to either start with the top one or the second one down. Again, it's a matter of preference. If you use this top hole to mount into the very first hole, everything will be very flush with the base. So the bottom of the Pro will be flush with the bottom of the HD Innovation shuttle. If you want to raise it up ever so slightly, you can use the second slot and start there and mount into that existing hole. That's completely up to you. Sometimes the gimbal mount gets a little bit in the way if you use that second one up. So I tend to use the very top one, and then there's no issue, because like here on this Humminbird, this gimbal mount overhangs just ever so slightly, and if you use that bottom hole, I guess you got room there. So again, it's totally up to you. Either option will work. A little bit of user preference there. So let's go ahead and use that top hole in this example. Now I'm going to take the 1.5 inch 1024 bolts. There should be 4 of them left in your pack. Slide a small washer on one. Slide a small washer on the second one. And then I'm going to go ahead and slide it through that top hole. Add 2 black spacers, 1/4 inch spacers. And do that to either side. Okay. Now you're just going to take your fingers and kind of push that bolt back so it's flush with the spacer, so you can just slide the Shuttle Buddy Pro around the HD Innovations shuttle. So now that that's slid into place, go ahead and push those bolts into the holes, and then slide everything all the way forward. So push down from the bottom of the base, because it will then seat up against the back side of the shuttle. So there's a little ledge inside. You want that pressed up against the side. Okay, so now we're going to take another washer and a 1024 nut, and we are going to secure those first bolts, and just going to snug it for now, because we are going to manipulate it a little bit to get everything square. So just Slightly tighten those. Okay. Now, turn your shuttle to the side and get down low and just make sure everything is in alignment here. Again, just looking for parallel edges of the Shuttle Buddy Pro and your helix, or sorry, not your helix, your ice shuttle. And that all looks good. So now you have a number of hole options to use. And I personally like to use this hole down here in the bottom. So we're going to drill a hole through that one, and then the same thing from the opposite. Trying to increase this angle a little bit. If you go right here, it'll work, but it might come loose and wiggle a little bit. If you give it a little more angle, you've got a nice attachment point. So we're going to take our drill bit, and we're going to go ahead and drill through. Now mine was already drilled because I've used this one before, but essentially you're going to go through and drill that hole. Now before you go drill the other one, we're going to slide that guy in there. Don't tighten it or anything yet. Just want to make sure it stays there. And then we're going to go to the other side, and we will do the same thing. Move your handle out of the way. And I'm going to go off the edge of the table here. And we'll go ahead and, this one's not drilled, so now that one's drilled and you're done with the drill. So now the easiest way to do the final assembly here is actually take those first screws back out and slide it all in together, because you got to add some spacers there. So we're going to take this and loosen it up again. Okay, so that's out. Loosen my other one. Slide it out, and now we're just going to slide that shuttle back, but do not slide it all the way off. Just slide it back far enough so that we can put the spacers and washers together. So now take your other 1.5 inch, put your washer on there, slide it in the opening, add your 2 spacers to that one. And then do the same thing to the opposite side. Add the 2 spacers. Okay, so now those spacers are in place again. You pull your nut back, or your bolt back just a little bit, and get it started. There you go, the spacers are all there. And we're going to slide that back in. Those are in. That bolt is in. That bolt is in. Now you'll take your washers and nuts and tighten all those down. That one's snug but not tight yet. Same thing on this one. Snug but not super tight yet, because I want to just double check and make sure everything has stayed plumb square and parallel on the edges. That one's in. That one's in. Okay, so now just a final alignment check, and that actually all looks very good. So now we can grab our wrench, hold our nuts, and give that a good tightening. That one's good. That one's tight. And that one's getting tight. And then you can reassemble, add your battery back, close up your HD Innovation shuttle, and there you go. So your unit is fully attached to HD shuttle. Don't forget the side carry handle if you ever need it out on the field. But there you go. Thank you.